The infantry fighting vehicle is the most dangerous thing a soldier can ride into battle, and the most dangerous thing an enemy soldier can face from the ground. Unlike an armored personnel carrier that simply delivers troops, the IFV fights alongside them, with cannon, missile, and enough armor to survive the contact it seeks. Today, Iron Protocol covers every infantry fighting vehicle in active service, all 18 types, fully ranked. We start with Western-generation infantry fighting vehicles. The M2A4 Bradley is America's primary IFV, built by BAE Systems with a 25mm M242 Bushmaster chain gun and twin-tow anti-tank missile launchers. It weighs 33 tons and carries 3 crew and 6 dismounts, a full infantry squad ready to fight the moment the ramp drops. The Bradley has seen more combat than any other Western IFV, with confirmed kills on T-72 tanks in the Gulf War and active service in every major U.S. ground operation since 1991. Then, the CV-90. Sweden's Combat Vehicle 90, built by BAE Systems Hägglunds, is the best protected IFV in Western Europe and the fastest to upgrade. It accepts multiple turret configurations, from a 40mm cannon to a 120mm direct fire gun on the same hull. 12 nations operate it, and its modular design means a CV-90 built in 1993 can carry the same electronics as one built in 2024. Now, the Puma. Germany's most advanced IFV, built by Rheinmetall and Krauss-Maffei Wegmann, carries a 30mm ahead programmable cannon and is the only production IFV designed from the outset with full mine blast and IED protection to STANAG Level 4. It weighs 43 tons, the heaviest IFV on this list, with modular armor that can be stripped down for air transport. The Bundeswehr experienced significant reliability problems with early production vehicles, delaying full operational capability until corrective engineering was completed in 2023. Up next, the Ascod II. Austria and Spain's joint development is the platform basis for the British Army's Ajax reconnaissance vehicle and Spain's Pizarro IFV. It carries a 30mm cannon, weighs 28 tons, and has a growth margin in the hull sufficient to accept active protection systems without structural modification. Spain operates 144 Pizarro variants, and the UK's Ajax program, despite years of delays caused by vibration and noise issues, is now entering full service. The next one, the AS-21 Redback. South Korea's Hanwha-built IFV won Australia's Land 400 Phase 3 competition against the Lynx, securing a contract for 129 vehicles worth approximately 5 billion Australian dollars. It carries a 30mm cannon, an active protection system, and a remote weapon station as standard, more integrated protection than any other IFV currently entering service. The Redback represents South Korea's arrival as a first-tier IFV exporter, competing directly with European manufacturers on every continent. Then, the KF-41 Lynx. Rheinmetall's latest IFV has won contracts in Hungary and Australia, and is in competition across Europe and the Middle East. It carries a 35mm Votan cannon, weighs 38 tons in its heaviest configuration, and uses a digital backbone that allows software updates rather than hardware replacements as threats evolve. Hungary is the first NATO nation to field it, with 218 vehicles on order and local production established at a new Rheinmetall facility in Zalaegerszeg. Next on the list, Russian and Soviet-generation infantry fighting vehicles. The BMP-3 is Russia's most capable IFV in large-scale service, armed with a unique combination of a 100mm gun, a 30mm autocannon, and a 7.62mm coaxial machine gun, more firepower than any other IFV in production. It carries 3 crew and 7 dismounts, and has been exported to the UAE, Kuwait, South Korea, and over a dozen other nations. In Ukraine, BMP-3s have been used in direct assault roles, where their 100mm gun engages fortified positions that the 30mm autocannon cannot defeat. Now, the BMP-2. The Soviet-era workhorse, armed with a 30mm 2A42 autocannon, remains in service with over 50 armies worldwide, despite a design dating to the 1980s. Its thin aluminum armor, penetrable by heavy machine gun fire from the sides and rear, has resulted in catastrophic losses in Ukraine when operated without infantry support or ERA upgrades. Russia has upgraded surviving hulls with Contact 1 ERA tiles, additional cage armor, and electronic countermeasures to extend their viability against modern anti-tank weapons. Up next, the BMP-1. The original Soviet IFV, first fielded in 1966, is still in active service with dozens of armies, and confirmed in combat in Ukraine on both sides. Its 73mm low-velocity gun is largely ineffective against modern armor, and the vehicle's cramped interior gives dismounts almost no protection from overhead drone attacks. Its continued presence on the battlefield in 2025 reflects the same equipment depletion logic as the T-62 tank. When modern inventory runs out, whatever is in storage gets sent forward. The next one, the T-15 Armata IFV. Built on the same Armata Universal Combat platform as the T-14 tank, the T-15 carries a remote-controlled 57mm AU-220M turret, the largest cannon fitted to any IFV in service. Its crew is fully isolated from the fighting compartment in the same armored capsule concept as the T-14 tank. Like the T-14, Russia has produced only a small number, and none have been confirmed in combat. Continuing with Chinese and Asian infantry fighting vehicles, the ZBD-04A is China's primary IFV, armed with a 100mm gun and 30mm autocannon combination, directly mirroring the BMP-3's armament philosophy. The PLA operates over 600 in its mechanized and armored combined arms brigades. It is amphibious, fully air-conditioned for desert and jungle operations, and has been upgraded with an active protection system in recent production batches. Then, the K-21. South Korea's Hyundai Rotem IFV carries a 40mm autocannon and two Spike ATGM launchers in a fully stabilized turret. It weighs 25 tons, deliberately kept light for Korea's bridge network, and is the first Asian-designed IFV to win export orders in Europe. Poland evaluated it during its armored modernization program, and it remains in competition across Southeast Asia and the Middle East. Now, the Type 89. Japan's Mitsubishi-built IFV carries a 35mm Oerlikon autocannon and two Type 79 anti-tank missiles, designed specifically for the defense of Japan's northern island terrain against armored assault. Only 68 were produced. Japan's small production run reflects its constitutional limits on defense exports and the specialized nature of its operational geography. It is being replaced by the new Type 89 successor program, but remains in JGSDF service through the late 2020s. Moving on to Middle East and specialist infantry fighting vehicles. The Namer. Israel's most protected infantry carrier is built on a Merkava Mark IV tank hull, giving it the same armor package as Israel's frontline MBT, and carries trophy active protection as standard. It weighs 60 tons, making it technically the heaviest IFV-class vehicle in service anywhere, and it proved its survivability in Gaza, where it sustained direct hits that would have destroyed any other infantry carrier. The Namer exists because the IDF concluded after the Second Lebanon War that any vehicle lighter than a tank hull was unacceptable for urban combat. Up next, the Ajax. Britain's long-delayed reconnaissance vehicle, built on the Ascod II hull by General Dynamics UK, carries a 40mm CTA cannon and advanced sensor suite for the British Army's deep reconnaissance role. Development was plagued by noise and vibration problems that caused physical symptoms in crew members during trials, delaying entry to service by over 5 years, and costing the UK Ministry of Defence hundreds of millions in delay costs. Ajax began limited operational service in 2024, with full capability expected by 2026, finishing with export and emerging infantry fighting vehicles, the AMX-10P. France's aging IFV, armed with a 20mm cannon, was supplied to Ukraine in 2023 in a decision that marked the first time a NATO nation donated tracked IFVs to Ukraine. French forces are replacing it with the VBCI-wheeled IFV, but the AMX-10P continues in Ukrainian service, where it has been documented in direct assault operations despite its age and limited protection. Its donation was strategically significant as a signal to other NATO members that donating legacy tracked vehicles was acceptable policy. The next one, the Marder 1A5. Germany's Cold War-era IFV, armed with a 20mm RH-202 autocannon, was donated to Ukraine by the Bundeswehr in 2023 as Germany committed to supporting Ukrainian armored forces. It carries 3 crew and 6 dismounts on a hull that has been continuously upgraded since 1971, with the A5 variant adding improved mine protection. Ukraine operates Marders alongside Bradley IFVs, the 2 most widely photographed Western IFVs of the entire war. Subscribe to Iron Protocol for complete modern warfare system breakdowns.